After an immense sell-off inside the Bitcoin market, the bulls have finally shown some signs of life. But my friends, the question now becomes, has the bear market finally just returned? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. What is going on, my friends? Today I'd like to discuss Bitcoin and the action we're seeing inside the chart right now. After a heinous sell-off, sticking in another lower high top around the 12,300 area, Bitcoin has now fallen over 20%. I really want to discuss now this action we're seeing here, this little bounce. Is what we're seeing potentially a new macro bottom here before we look to rip higher? Or is this just going to be yet again another bull trap before a plunge deep down into the crypto abyss? Also, I don't usually do this here on the streams, but today I'm seeing an alarming set of circumstances here inside the altcoin market. So I want to cover Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin, the top handful of altcoins there. I want to take a look at them because I'm seeing some very startling information starting to pop up inside the altcoin charts as well. So ladies and gentlemen, as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right, so we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice, this is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and speculative hypotheses on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. That being said, let's begin right here on the Bitcoin 4-hour time frame. So clearly, we had a near capitulation event here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that's as hard of a sell-off as you're going to see. Let's take a look here. We dropped roughly 17% without any kind of bounce. Savage, heinous, and a borderline ludicrous debacle, if you do in fact ask me. And right now, the bulls have finally stepped back up to the plate here. If we take a look on our RSI, I mean, it was pretty clear to me, ladies and gentlemen, we were going to need to see a bounce at some point. It went all the way down to a 13. Keep in mind, 30 begins the oversold territory. Bitcoin went to a 13 on the 4-hour time frame before finding a bounce. And right now, we've climbed out of the depths of the crypto abyss there on that RSI. It's looking a bit more healthy to me. But what we have to understand here is that overall, we are still in a very bearish structure here, in my opinion, with a series of lower highs and lower lows. It just is what it is. And if this were to hold here, the low that we've stuck in now, say this is the low, right? We went all the way down to roughly 9,500. Say that is the low. Well, my friends, this could be secretly bullish, right? Because this would in fact be after our double bottom neutral zone there, we finally would see a creation of a higher low for the first time in this immediate structure, right? For the first time since our peak back at 14,000. And what we would look for after this would be to create a new higher high for the first time in the trend. And the thing with this is that you'd need to get above the $12,400 level. For me, it's going to be a tough task here, as right now we've seen the sell pressure has been absolutely immense. But that is what you'd be looking for in terms of creating a new higher high, right? We need to see that lower low come in. That new higher low come in after our series of lower lows, then a flat double bottom, neutral bottom, turned into a rounding bottom with a higher low, then a hopeful higher high. And if we don't get the higher high right away, still, what would provide hope here is you go up, create another lower high, but maintain that higher low trajectory by finding support on a new rounding bottom, higher low. Let's get this crypto. That was a mouthful right there, ladies and gentlemen, but I hope that you appreciate that analysis right there. So for me right now, the bulls are going to probably come up on some immense resistance here, in my opinion. Right now, you guys see, I have it outlined here, that we have just bounced off of our key area of tentative support, which in fact it became. But now we're coming up on this area here, which is probably going to act as a very critical tentative resistance point for the micro trend, in my opinion. And the reason for this is that, one, it was our last support before the dump. You can see right there, that cluster, it was right there. Also, if we go over throughout this range, we've had peaks, right? 2 prior highs here, a consolidation on the way up, 2 lows there that were our bottom as support, and consolidation over here, support here. You get the picture. There is a ton of support and resistance flips all throughout this region, let alone our our 0.382 Fibonacci extension is right through the middle of this range here as well, which may also pose as a tentative resistance spot for the algorithm bots. Let's get this crypto. So right now for Bitcoin, I see that 4 hour is back into a healthy zone. If we go over to the 1 hour, you can see we're already pushing up close to a spot that could be a stalling out point, tentatively looking for some sell pressure. But on the daily, this is another thing I really want to look at here, because it's not necessarily the most bearish thing in the world here. From our peak at 14,000, we've been creating consistent lower lows on the RSI here as well on the daily time frame. And now our last 2 bottoms here, right? Our last 2 bottoms have been neutral. You guys can see we've now formed a flat line here. Doesn't mean that it can't break, right? We're only right here right now, just a little bit above where we were. But if this can hold here, maybe this is the start of a rounding bottom trend reversal, right? That we look to break out of the bearish structure, because to stay characteristically bearish here, at least on this 1-day RSI, we would look for this to create a new lower low. And if it does create a new lower low, you know, below the, let's see, roughly below 40, we're at a 45 now, roughly below 40. To me, ladies and gentlemen, this is still just a very clear bearish trajectory, not only in the price action, but on the RSI here as well. Let's get this crypto. I'd also really like to take a look now at the moving averages. There's a few here that are very, very interesting to me. So on the 4 hour time frame, let's flip on our moving averages. Let's remove, I'm going to remove some for now. I want to pay attention to the 200. So let's remove the 50 and the 100, and we are left only with this teal line, which is the 200 moving average. And on the 4 hour time frame, this 200 moving average has acted as a very nice metric to look at in terms of support and resistance. You could see all along this trend, the 200 acted as support all the way up. Then we peaked and we fell below, very fast below the line. We came back up, used it as resistance, fell below again, bounced up, used it as resistance. Then we came through, broke through it, back tested it, used it as support, and then ripped up to our ultimate new swing high there. And now, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at where we're at. Ding, ding, ding. Chicken wings for dinner, tofu if you're vegan. Bitcoin broke below it, used it as resistance, and then plunged. And now, on our little bounce here, we're currently stalled out right at the 200 moving average on the 4 hour time frame once again. Let's get this crypto. So right now, you guys see it's had some prominence here, and we are at a point where, one, we're coming up on a huge resistance level, in my opinion. The trend has been overall bearish. The sell pressure has been immense. We're seeing that 4 hour indicator here that may potentially act as resistance once again. And you see, guys, there's a lot of very interesting metrics going on here. The chart is very, very tough right now to trade. The volatility is absolutely insane. You see it, right? You know, dropping $1,000 and then back up $1,000. Right? Let's just take our price range tool. I mean, over the past essentially 24 hours, Bitcoin has ripped up and down 10%. That is savage. That is not something you normally see in terms of intraday action, and that is what we are experiencing right here, right now. I also want to take a look here at the 50-day moving average. Let's get rid of these. And we're going to leave this orange line here, which is the 50 moving average on the daily time frame. Okay, so just very much the same as the 200 on the 4-hour, the 50 on the 1 day has acted pretty much just the same in the sense that we've seen it act as a catalyst for support, and right now the only level of significance for me here is that we've broken below it. We've dipped below it over here. It used it as resistance a little bit, overextended, and now we're back below. So is this the point that now that it's in our bearish confluence zone? You see it's right inside the red box here. Is this also going to just be another metric here in terms of the confluences that we're seeing in this range to be the rejection point for Bitcoin? That we'll have to wait and see, but it's just something else I wanted to put on your radar. Let's get this crypto. Now, like I stated earlier, I want to look at these altcoins here. Bitcoin dominance is up at a 69.1%, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely savage. And right now, the charts are a little bit concerning for me, and I believe that they may be telling of the times for this whole market, right? Usually it's the other way around, right? That Bitcoin controls the altcoins in the sense that if Bitcoin is running, the altcoins are doing well. If Bitcoin is dropping, the altcoins are doing not so well. But right now, I want to just show you some interesting stuff here because the altcoin charts to me look very different than Bitcoin. They look, and I'm talking altcoin USD fiat pairs, not Bitcoin pairs, because the Bitcoin pairs are wrecked. They're really dependent upon the Bitcoin price. So I want to look at these in terms of fiat value. And ladies and gentlemen, they're telling a very unique story. So let's dive into that right here, right now. But if you are just tuning in now, don't forget to moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell. Let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. Sheesh. So let's begin. We'll go right in order. We'll begin with Ethereum USD. So let's go in here, and I want you guys to see what's gone on here. So essentially, we'll take this fib out of here for now. We don't need it. So essentially, just like everything else, it broke its bearish structure here, and it went on a parabolic rip to the upside, followed by a blow off top, and now we find ourselves back way below, if we use our price range tool, all the way down over 50% from the peak. So let's just take a look here at the structure of the trend, okay? Classic bullish action, higher lows, after higher lows, after higher lows, and higher highs, right? Boom. I mean, this is textbook, right? Higher highs and higher lows. So we get up all the way to the top, and then we have our first real sell-off. Boom. Then we have our first reaction rally. Excuse me. We have our first reaction rally, a sell-off, and we stick in a low here, which is our first lower low of the whole trend. Then we break down, okay? Lower high, then another lower low. Lower high again, and a new lower low. So now, my friends, lower high, lower low here. And we are coming up upon this trend line here that, to me, was the break of the bear market structure, right? Which was also, just like Bitcoin, a ascending triangle pattern formation here, right? Which wound up breaking to the upside. A flat line of resistance along the top with an upward sloping series of higher lows that broke out, and we are coming back upon this point right now. And if this trend line here, which on my chart is at roughly 160 USD, if we break below this line, ladies and gentlemen, grandma's cookies and a bottle of yo-ho-ho, the altcoin market would be right back into its bear market structure, which is insane to me, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely insane. And this may be very telling of the times here, as the altcoins really have ran a lot harder than Bitcoin in certain times throughout this trend. And if they are going to break back below their key levels right now, is this indicative that Bitcoin could look to do the same? Well, this is only one chart. Let's look at XRP next, okay? So we look at XRP here. Let's get into there. We'll go to Bitstamp chart, okay? And I want you to see here on the daily as well that Ripple right now had a floor built here. It really didn't do much compared to the other alts, ladies and gentlemen. It really didn't. But the key factor here is look at what's happening. It lost its floor. Okay, this is what I was just showing you on Ethereum, that Ethereum is approaching its floor and may look to drop through. XRP has already dropped through. All right, on to the next. Bitcoin Cash, BCH. Let's take a look here. BCH USD. We'll go to, sure, Bitstamp here as well. And what I want you guys to notice, just the same, just like Ethereum, series of higher lows and higher highs. Then we broke the structure here, ladies and gentlemen. Broke it. Lower low, followed by, a lower high, followed by a lower low, lower high. And right now, if this fails here and we go to a lower low, ladies and gentlemen, for me, we are right again at the bear market structure point here. We are right at the bear market structure again, just like Ethereum, just like Litecoin, which I'm about to show you in a second. We are teetering on the brink here of this going right back into bear market territory here. Not looking healthy, in my opinion. Let's go over to Litecoin now, LTC, USD, and I want to show you all just the same here, that for me, this area here is so critical, ladies and gentlemen. Essentially, we have many peaks and supports throughout history all around this region. For me, this broke through our old resistance level right upon this line, and you can see not only for me was that line important. Look at where the massive celery stick of a candle came in, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Because why? That line was a historic price zone that if broken, we could expect some further upside action. That is where all the buying came in. And look at where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, at the time of recording, we are only 13% away from that line. And, oh, Kirby, 13%. Well, we're talking about that this coin has already lost nearly 50% of its value since the top there, James. The thing is that it wouldn't surprise me at all to see us test this line. And if we do in fact test this line, ladies and gentlemen, if we drop below, we're right back into bear market structure again. Bitcoin dominance already now at a 69.1% at the time of recording. This is climbing back to historic highs, ladies and gentlemen. It's been climbing to historic highs since, really April 2018. We haven't seen this cool down. In fact, it's only started to pick up momentum even more recently. And it wouldn't surprise me for this to continue. The alts may continue to get decimated. But the problem that I have with the altcoins getting decimated here is that I believe that it could hurt the price of Bitcoin as well. So for right now, for me, this is still looking overwhelmingly bearish. I hope something changes here. You guys know I play the trend in each direction, up and down. I long Bitcoin, I short Bitcoin. And for me right now, the fact that these altcoins are all teetering on the edge there, let's look at the total market cap as well. This is excluding Bitcoin here. This is only altcoins. What we have to understand here is that right now, look at this box. Look at this box here. We have currently just dipped below it on the last dump, and we are holding on by a thread here, ladies and gentlemen, right along the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement, right along the bottom of the box here. And if this falls below, ladies and gentlemen, where is this going? Boom, right back into the bear market structure. This entire zone here was bear market. And if we fall below this region right here, right now, this is taking, a ton of altcoins into consideration. The market cap levels would be back into bear market structure. Let's get this crypto. So I think that there could be some hidden things going on there, ladies and gentlemen. Just the same with right now on the Bitcoin Google Trends data, we're seeing that our last lower low there, keep getting tongue-tied. I've said it so many times on the stream. Our last low was a higher low than our previous. The previous was a 9, then it was an 11, which is positive, right? Positive bullish momentum on the Google Trends terms. And our previous was a 12. So it was just one tick above, 1 point above. But now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the zone that's starting to get interesting because we went from a 12 to a 14, and now our partial incomplete data here is showing a 13. If we drop below the 12 here on the 5-year worldwide data search term Bitcoin on Google Trends, this would be the first lower low that we've seen since entering the bear market. So I'm not saying this is any type of conclusive evidence here, but right, as an analyst, what I'm monitoring right now is we could be in for some extreme changes here in terms of the altcoin market, in terms of the Bitcoin Google Trends data. We already know that the fear and greed index here has been absolutely in fearful territory now, only for the first time in a long time. And right now, I believe we could be seeing some change in the market. And this series here of lower highs and lower lows on Bitcoin, if this floor gives way here around 9,400 to 9,000, ladies and gentlemen, at that point, I'm going to speculate that the altcoins would probably have dropped below their key levels at this point in time. And if that is the case, the selling may get absolutely intense, and Bitcoin may look to follow the same path. Of course, I'm monitoring this 24/7 with an eagle eye. I'm trading the market both long and short. You guys should know by now, if you're not already, I keep you updated with all of my trades in VIP. Shout out to my VIPs and shout out to all of my new future VIPs joining VIP right now after this video. I will see you in VIP right now. Let's get this crypto. So as this market continues to unfold here, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eye on the altcoins, keep your eye on the Bitcoin dominance, keep your eye on the charts here, right? Bitcoin is in a critical zone. Like I've already stated, I see sentiment that we could climb back up here, but this rejection zone is getting very, very interesting to me. And right now I'm looking to crush this market like a 2-ton man on a tuna fish can. And I'm just going to keep my eye on it here. I've got my finger on the pulse of this market right now, and I'm ready to get this crypto. So, guys, I will keep you updated with my personal trades, my entries, my exits, my targets, my strategies. I post them all for you in VIP around the clock, 24/7, as I make my trades, as I enter my positions, as I set up my strategies, etc. So if you want all of that, you see how I trade in real time, then I'll see you in VIP, my friend. Shout out to all my VIPs and all of my new future VIPs joining VIP right now after this video. I will see you in VIP right now. Let's get this crypto. And guys, it's been my absolute pleasure here. If you could one last time, moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Very interesting times here. Keep your eyes on the altcoins, ladies and gentlemen. They are in absolute critical territory, in my opinion. Bitcoin in absolute critical territory. I'm ready to trade this aggressively here, and I'm going to keep you up to date in real time with all of my trades, my entries, my positions, my take profits, etc., all in real time for you in VIP. So I will see you in VIP right now. Let's get this crypto. And until next time, my friends, the Don has spoken. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.